Number 7. 7 puts the class into an on-the-fly, absorbable way, kind of. Is that a good way to put it? On the fly. I could take it in on the fly, like Audible. Anybody here listen to audiobooks? All right. Well, then we're familiar with the podcast. It's the Insurance Power Move podcast, but we would never, that's too long of a name. So it's iPowerMoves. That sounds dope, doesn't it? iPowerMoves. It's an insurance power move, guy. After we went ahead, I knew the girls wouldn't be talking trash. So it was like, I knew it'd be a guy to say something like, iPowerMoves. Anyway, so with the podcast, basically after the classroom segment, David, the team, we're in here. We go ahead and bring up the Yeti. I put on my broadcaster voice to slow it down a little bit. Now I probably speed it up a little bit, and we talk a little bit more trash because it's not edited. Honestly, we just talk a little bit more trash. But in this, we're taking all the questions that came in from the class, and we're organizing. So we're discussing the intake of where did most people, like let's just say you and a few other people sent in a question, right? About a specific content. We might not slow down in that content, and David and the liaisons might send you back a link, where right afterwards from the podcast, we'll send over the iFlash location. And if you want to review the segment, the podcast is how you review the segment, because this is where we just chop it up. Podcasts are, that's the study group aspect of the class. You're driving around, you put it on, you just let it ride. Okay, pace-wise, no. Number 7. This is where I put my smooth, sexy voice on. Yeah. My name is Jason L. Perez with theinsuranceschool.com, and iPowerMoves is the insurance power moves, people. This is where we chop up the segments. This is where me and the team get together. All those questions you guys bombard us when I'm over here like, yo, Jay didn't bring this up. Relax. In Spanish, we say cálmate, okay? That's easy. Be easy. Why? Because after the class segment, we always come back to the dojo and we chop it up. We basically look at the questions that you sent us, and if there's anything that we can do, we're not going to go ahead and send you the same classroom clip back. We're going to try to send you an alternate version so you can see the parallels, so we can drive concepts back. Usually, a lot of people use the podcast. That's more of your driving around like me. I'm the type that I'm listening to Malcolm Gladwell's Bomber Mafia story right now. I'm telling you what, man, I've been going to sleep to this thing for like 3 or 4 weeks. It's a good book. But like 10 minutes in, I'm asleep. Well, you can also use the podcast for things like that because the keywords are running through, and it's a little bit better than sleeping on top of the textbook. You know what I mean. So definitely with theinsuranceschool.com, that podcast makes recapping information without standing in front of a screen or sitting in front of a screen and just replaying stuff. I like the podcast. It's a little bit faster and to the point.